The people you've been learning the Bible from, they've been lying to you.
It says fierce, despisers of those that are good. Meaning there's going to be people who despise the things that are good. It's good for a man to not have sex with a 304. But if you're evil and if you're of this world, and if you are part of the XXX content culture and that 304 culture and the OnlyFans culture, you would make the argument, why isn't it not good or okay for this man to live out his fantasies and to live out his desires and to live out his wants and to live out what makes him happy? Well, I'll tell you what's wrong. I've seen the results of that kind of behavior. Kids suffer from that kind of behavior. Children suffer from that kind of behavior. Children get abused because of that kind of behavior. Little boys and little girls get brutalized and sexualized because of that kind of behavior. We've seen the results. But some disgusting man or woman will say he or she is free to live out their fantasies and to live out their overwhelming desires that they just must get off of their chest and get off of their mind so they can focus. We've been so brutalized and sexualized and abused. Our people can't even focus unless they chased after their orgasms or chase after their climaxes. Unless they make decisions based off of their erections and the being in between a woman's legs, they can't even focus, which is a part of the problem in the Black, Latino, and Native American community. Our neighborhoods can't even be built back up. We can't even focus in school by the time we get into middle school or high school. None of us can even focus when we're trying so hard to focus and to get a degree and to be successful. But OnlyFans is in the way. 304s is in the way. The hub is in the way. The XX content, the XXX content, the explicit content is in the way. It's a distraction. And it stops Black, Latino, and Native American men and women from making strides to success. That good success and real prosperity according to the Most High God. Verse 4, traitors. Meaning we're not even going to have people, we're going to have traitors amongst us in these perilous times. Meaning there's going to be people inside of your ethnicity, of your nation of people who are not going to be on your side no matter the consequence. Because our oppressors abused them and brutalized them and sexualized them for years to make them think that way. And we inherit that way of thinking from our ancestors that were brutalized and sexualized and abused since childhood. Just look it up. It says heady, meaning someone who makes rash decisions. They don't make any good decisions. This is how you know you're living in perilous times, when you're dealing with a man and a woman who makes rash decisions in the situations and the problems that they are going through. All right. It says high-minded, meaning your mind is just on high. You're pompous and you're prideful. You're high-minded. It says lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, meaning these are perilous times when we love pleasure more than that we love God, more than we love God. Salaki. This is how you know you're living in perilous times. When a man or a woman would rather gratify themselves in front of the world to see before they love the Most High God that created them. This is how you know that you're living in perilous times. I pray that you understand that. These are what perilous times actually look like. And allow me to bring it home to you. Allow me to free you from this way of thinking. I want you to think about it from here on. I want you to think about this from here on out. Those men and women that you see on that screen when you're watching that XXX content, when you're watching that explicit content, and you're watching that 304 content, and you're watching that OnlyFans content, regardless if you are a brother or a sister, those men and women were abused. And before these men were men, and before these women were women, they were children. And that's when the abuse happened when they were children, from ages 4 to 10, and ages from 11 to 15, and ages from 16 all the way to 18 or 17. All right, I say 25, but let's just say 18. This is when they were children and they were abused at some point of time at those ages. And to further the point, the world itself abuses children. The world itself, social media abuses children. The TikToks, the Instagram, the Facebooks abuse children. The TV abuses children. How so? Let me bring it to a place where maybe this will help you understand. In the law system, all right, in the court system, according to the law in America, if a man puts his hands on a woman and beats the living crap out of this woman in front of children, he has abused that child because of what the child saw him do to their mother, or even to the victim. That's considered child abuse. And so when children are seeing this XXX content, this 304 content, these OnlyFans content, and these sisters just randomly scattered in our neighborhoods, barely dressed, with their breast out, and their tail out, and their vagina out, and their camel toe out, as if you just entered the desert. That there's so many camel toes out there that you see, you would have thought that you was in the desert. When children see this, that's abuse. You are introducing them to a realm that they were never supposed to be aware of at that time. That's abuse. Verse 5, I'm going to bring it home. Having a form of godliness, meaning you have a form of being of God and loving God and doing what he says, but denying the power thereof. But meaning rather denying the power thereof. Every time you sin against the Most High God and you indulge in those kind of behaviors and that type of conduct, you deny the power thereof. That's the example of Christianity. Christianity has taught us to deny the power, deny the power thereof, to deny the power of God. Christianity teaches us that. By nobody's perfect. No man can keep the laws of God. Only Jesus Christ can do that, because in the Christian church, he's a God. Jesus Christ, Yahushua Mashiach, as we know him. In Christianity, Jesus Christ must be a God, because only a God can keep all the laws. This is the problem that we have in the Black, Latino, and Native American community. From such turn away. By indulging in those type of behaviors, in that type of conduct, it destroys our communities. It destroys our neighborhoods. It destroys our families. It destroys our marriages. Verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with divers lust. This is, if it wasn't for our oppressors sexualizing us, abusing us, and brutalizing us, and forcing us to be Christian, and forcing us to think and live and see and hear and feel like him, then these type of degenerates would have not been created to lead captive, to lead silly women that are captive away, laden with sins. If you are a sister laden with sins, full of sin, who only cares about pleasure and having fun and doing what you think and feel is right, no thanks to Christianity, it's easy to take advantage of you. Let that be a lesson. Let that be a word. Let that be a message for you. If you are so-called Black, Latino, or Native American, if you are a Black, Latino, or Native American woman, the reason why you're always getting manipulated, the only reason why you're always being taken advantage of, the reason why any man or even woman or any person can run game on you, because you're silly and you're laden with sins. If you want to avoid being taken advantage of, if you want to avoid being manipulated, if you want to avoid someone running game on you, stop sinning against the Most High God. And the only way to do it is to get out of the Christian church, because they are the ones, the pastors are the ones, the bishops are the ones, the deacons, the evangelists are the ones that are taking advantage of you and manipulating you and running game on you to make you believe that you can do what you want, that you can have all the sexual freedom that you want. Our sisters were abused into thinking that having sexual freedom is beneficial to their lives, as if it brings some benefit or some prosperity or some success to their lives. Our sisters have been taken advantage of. And the only way to be able to be taken advantage of, you were once abused as a brother or a sister. With that, I say Shalom Israel, where the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started at a 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. With that, Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're 1 West. They're 1 West. They're 1 West. They're 1